how does an acting class work? Like, how does the professor teach you to act? You know what I mean? Because I've never had one. So it's just
Do you
like,
want to answer that,
especially if it's
Tyyonn?
3 hours, like 3 hours, like that seems excessive. But maybe
you gotta start to first from this is what I took from it. At the beginning, especially when you're trying to teach someone how to act, you need to let them know that what they know is not true, especially when kids are coming to like a performing arts academy like that. Like Jason, remember, he told us that everything we learned in high school and acting on that is bullshit and forget about it, and we're going to teach it from the ground up. And you just got to start with your technique, with like stillness, being comfortable in uncomfortable situations, the breath, all that. It all starts with techniques first, and then you get into character, and then you get into the core work, and then you start getting into layers of each person, and then you get into the scenes and the objective behind it and all that, and what you want from the other person, and you learn to be in the moment a lot more. Acting is just being truthful under imaginary circumstances, but there's a lot that goes into it. It sounds simple, but
definitely. Like, I think as as a professor, acting, you're taking the natural ability of a lot of different kids, because a lot of people can act. They just don't know it. We act in our everyday lives.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like the way we talk, how we interact with human society.
We code switch all the time.
We are characters, and I think when people think of acting, they think it's a whole different person, when really it's just another person's life. You're just telling their story. It's really, like Tyyonn said, stripping you down from the ground up. So my high school, I went to performing arts high school, so I got acting 101 in high school. So when I came to AMDA, it was more or less not stripping away what I knew from high school, but it was getting out of that childish mindset and becoming an adult actor. Because as a kid, everybody's going to think you're doing well because you're a child and you're getting on stage. And that in itself is hard enough. But when you get into the adult professional world, there's so many layers, like Tyyonn said, character development. You have to go through the play, the scene. You have to learn this about this character, how your character walks, how they eat, how they talk, everything. So it's more layers than just memorizing lines.
Every little response that your character makes to something, you gotta have at least 3 reasons for why they would respond in that such a way. And the audience needs to know all 3 of those reasons when you respond that way. It has to be clear to them. And it's like every little thing. It's so deep. It's so
deep.
It's so deep.
Wait, Ty, do you think not having, probably not, but do you think not having an acting class, and like we didn't have an acting class in high school. Do you think that like affected anything at all when you went there?
Say that again?
Not having an acting class prior to going into a performing arts school like AMDA, did that like, was that hard on you?
Yeah, it was hella hard. It was just like,